I'm Clyde Stanley Batton. I have a question for you. I want to ask you this. Would you believe that I'm a guy who used to wear a suit this size, that had a pair of pants that were this big? That's right. I've lost some weight. Let me tell you about it. Whoops. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about what happened with me. A few years ago, actually when I was 50 years old, I weighed 235 pounds. And I wore those kind of suits. The one that I showed you, and I was pretty good size. But I decided then that I needed to do something about my life, something about my weight, something about where I was going, because as I looked ahead in my life, what I saw was diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure, and probably a short life. So I knew I needed to do something. So I started getting into consciousness. And the first thing I started doing was walking and trying to run. I started doing some products because I'd gotten into the internet, MLM, and various products, and I got really excited and I started losing weight right away. So I'd come into consciousness. Now, needless to say, it took me a while to lose the weight, but I want to talk about something that was happening along the way. Because one of the things that I was realizing and discovering was a lot of the problem that I was having, I love to eat, sure, but I wanted to get energy, and I wasn't getting enough energy from the food that I was taking in. So I'd have to take in more food. And then there's that funny thing that happens with diabetics where you have this sugar roller coaster, this blood sugar roller coaster where, you know, 1 minute your blood sugar's really low and you're shaky and you got cold palms and your palms are sweaty and you're breaking out with sweat and everything, and you got to eat something right away and you got to have a candy bar or something that'll give you that sugar kick right away. Or you have so much sugar in your bloodstream, so much glucose in your bloodstream that you can barely stay awake. You're hypoglycemic. So my brother and I both have struggled with this, so we know it's a family trait. My older brother Bobby, he's got sugar. What he said to me was, on his 66th birthday, I said, "Hey Bobby, how you doing?" He says, "I got sugar." So I knew I was headed in that direction. My grandmother had it, my father had it, my older brother had it. Was he going to skip over me? No, I don't think so. So I decided to do something about it, and I started coming into consciousness. Now along the way I started discovering things about foods. One of the things that I discovered is that most of the foods that we eat are not natural. Now I'm going to leave that up to Julian in the next video to tell you a little bit more about that. But I just want to talk for a moment about the forgotten foods, emerald greens to the 10th power. Now if you've been struggling to lose weight, if you're someone who wants to lose weight and you've tried to lose weight but you haven't been able to do that yet, I recommend that you try this. Why? Because all you need to do is just take a half a teaspoon of this twice a day, and you won't need to eat anything else the rest of the day. I kid you not. What we have in this is all natural foods, but what it does for you is it satisfies your hunger, so you don't have the need to want to eat. Now sometimes I drink it with tea, like this. Sometimes I have it in what I call a raspberry smoothie. Now today we're going to do my banana, apple, what did I put in this? Banana, apple, and 2 bananas, an apple, and oops, we got a little mess. Okay, now that's 2 apples and a banana. Oh no, 2 bananas and an apple. There we go. Now we're going to take about this much, just a half a teaspoon. We're going to put it in our smoothie and then just stir it up, mix it up. Now you can drink it with water or any kind of way you want to. I like to do it in smoothies, and I like to put it in tepid water, not hot water, because this is live food. So you don't want to boil the water because you don't want to kill the food. That's another thing that people don't understand. most of us are walking around full of dead things that we've killed and eaten, like animals, or dead plants, things that we've fried, boiled, and killed. So all the enzymes and all of the good stuff, all of the live stuff that was in the food to start with, if it was in there, has been destroyed. So by the time you put it in your system, there's almost no nutritional value there for your body. So what does your body have to do? It has to work to digest it, pass it through your system, and try to get nourishment from it. Your body can't possibly do everything, so it's going to supply your vital organs with the blood and the sugar and the food that they need first to keep you alive. Any extra time that it has, it might try to do a little maintenance work. But most of the time, it's busy digesting food. Why? Because if you're struggling with weight, you know you're compelled to eat. And you have to keep eating because you're trying to get the nutrition. So your body is spending most of its energy doing that. Now when you start to drink these, oh yeah, I knew there's one more ingredient. 2 bananas, an apple, and a pear. That's what I eat. Fruit. Fruit is probably the best natural source of nutrition you can find. Now this smoothie now has the forgotten foods in it. So now everything else that my body needs by way of nutrition is coming to me by way of 18 different herbs and 14 different medicinal mushrooms. So when I drink a smoothie like this in the morning, I can go all day and I'm not hungry. I don't have an appetite. So not having an appetite, I don't need to eat. And when you don't need to eat, your body can actually do other things. So you can start to repair your body. You can start to repair your knees. You can start to repair your ankles, your joints. Everything starts to come together because you don't need to eat. So this is it. Watch the next video so you can find out a little bit more about the forgotten foods. If you can't lose weight, if you've tried and you can't lose weight, try the forgotten foods.